High on a cliff towering above the valleys of Africa, a tiny eaglet lived the most comfortable life imaginable. The nest was warm, soft, padded with feathers and fur. Food arrived 3 times a day. The mother covered it with her wings every night. Life was perfect, until one strange morning. The eaglet woke up and something felt wrong. The soft feathers were gone. The warm fur was missing. The sticks poked its sides. The rocks pressed beneath its feet. The nest that once felt like heaven now felt like a bed of thorns. The eaglet chirped in confusion. "Why is my mother doing this to me? What changed?" But nothing was wrong. In fact, everything was right. Because the mother eagle knew something the eagle did not. Comfort was its cradle, but comfort was never its calling. The nest was a place to grow, not a place to stay. The eagle was created for the sky, not for the softness of the nest. And so, she began to stir the nest. Have you ever felt your nest being stirred? A season that was once comfortable suddenly becomes uncomfortable? Something shifts, something moves, something unsettles you. What if it isn't the enemy? What if it's God? Deuteronomy 32:11 says, "Like an eagle, God stirs the nest, not to break us, but to build us, not to punish, but to prepare, not to throw us away, but to lift us up." Today we explore what happens when God stirs the nest. The truth is, God disturbs our comfort to develop our character. In the wild, if the eaglet stays in comfort too long, it will never have the strength to fly. So the eagle begins to remove everything that makes the nest cozy. The eaglet becomes restless, uncomfortable, frustrated. But discomfort is not cruelty, it is training. Sometimes God does the same in our lives. The job that once felt secure suddenly changes. The relationship that once felt stable starts shaking. The season that once felt fulfilling suddenly feels empty. And we cry out, "Lord, what is happening?" But heaven whispers back, "I am stirring your nest, because you're getting too comfortable with less than my purpose." The scripture says he stirs the nest. Not because he is angry, but because he sees wings you're not using. Sometimes the stirring of your situation is actually the starting of your elevation. When life gets uncomfortable, don't panic. God may simply be preparing your wings. Another truth. Faith is learned in the process of falling. When the eaglet refuses to leave the nest, the mother eagle does something shocking. She pushes it out. Suddenly the eaglet is falling, flapping wildly, terrified. It feels like life is over. Have you ever felt like that? Falling financially, falling emotionally, falling spiritually, falling into the unknown. The eaglet screams on the way down, but then, at the last moment, the mother eagle dives like lightning, spreads her wings beneath the little bird, and catches it in midair. Then she brings it back up and pushes again, and catches again, and pushes again, and catches again. Why? Because falling is part of flying, and the eagle wants the eaglet to learn what it does not yet know. You were never falling alone. Deuteronomy 33:27 says, "Underneath are the everlasting arms." When you feel like you're in free fall, God is already underneath you. You may fall, but you won't crash. You may stumble, but you won't shatter. You may be shaken, but you won't be abandoned. And so, don't fear the falling. Trust the wings beneath you. God didn't push you to break you. He pushed you so you would learn that He carries you. Remember this truth. You were born to soar, not stay grounded. One day after falling and being caught again and again, the eaglet finally stretches its wings properly, and something miraculous happens. It begins to fly. It feels the wind lift it. It rises higher and higher. It discovers what it was created for. You were not made to live stuck, scared, or small. You were not made to scratch with chickens. You were made to soar with eagles. Isaiah 40:31 declares, "They shall mount up with wings as eagles." Eagles don't run from storms. They rise through them. They use the very winds that break other birds to lift themselves higher. And God is saying to someone today, stop asking for a smaller storm. Ask for stronger wings. Stop praying for less wind. Pray for greater lift. The winds you fear may be the winds God uses to raise you. You were not created for the nest. You were created for the sky. This is why God stirred the nest. One day that eaglet, now fully grown, will look back at the nest and realize, if my mother had not stirred the nest, I would have never flown. And maybe you are in that same season. Your nest is shaking. Comfort is disappearing. Familiar things are shifting. You have prayed, Lord, why is this happening to me? But perhaps the real question is, Lord, what are you preparing me for? Maybe God sees wings you haven't stretched. Maybe he sees heights you haven't reached. Maybe he sees a calling you haven't embraced. The stirring is not punishment, it is preparation. You were made to fly by faith. You were made to soar with God. And when he stirs your nest, he is getting ready to launch you. Because when God stirs the nest, he always provides the wings.